Hey, and welcome to A Kinda Crafty Kenzie. I am Kenzie, of course, and today I have what other than some more fall DIYs for y'all, so let's go. These first two DIYs are pretty much the same. I just did them a little bit differently, different color and such. You'll see as we continue. But for them both, I just grabbed some of these little palettes from the Dollar Tree, and we are just going to create some cute little pumpkins. So for the first one, I am going to paint it this sheepskin color. This is from Folk Art. And like I said before, it's pretty much just like plaster or ivory from Waverly, just like a really soft off-white, really pretty. Anyways, after that, I went ahead and just distressed it a little bit with some of that truffle brown chalk paint. Again, you're going to hear my kids. They're just little treasures from God. Lord help me. Anyways, yeah, so I just went over this and distressed it. Front, back, sides, whatever, all over, because this is perfect for like a tier tray or maybe even like on a shelf. So you definitely want to make sure that it looks complete all the way around so that in case you see it from either sides or all the sides. So then I just took one of these little sticks that I have. You guys already know that I live in the woods and get these from, well, the woods that I live in. And I just went ahead and used this, as you can see, as a stem for my pumpkin. I'm going to try to talk louder for y'all to talk over them. I am literally 2 rooms away and you can still hear them. My, oh my. I help. Send help. Anyway, so I just glued that down, and then as you can see, I went ahead and added some more hot glue because on this particular little pumpkin, I added some of that. Actually, this is floral moss. Yeah, that's not reindeer or obviously Spanish. I think that is just regular old floral moss, but it works really nicely. Then I just cut a couple little sprigs and twigs and leaves and such off of some picks that I have. Does anybody else have like a huge Ziploc bag full of like all these like little pieces of florals that you like cut into pieces? But anyway, so that is it for this first little pumpkin. I kept this one super simple and I absolutely think it's adorable. So moving on to the next one. Like I said, we are using the same thing, that same little Dollar Tree palette, and we are going to paint this one in that pumpkin orange from Waverly. So I did do the same thing, and I went ahead and distressed this with that truffle brown as well, and then I did decide to go over it with some white chalk paint as well, just to kind of lighten it up, you know, just why not? I mean, the brush was there, and I just thought, let's just do it. Then I went ahead and attached the stick, the twig, the branch, the small piece of branch, the wood, the stem, the pumpkin stem, to like what would be like the side of the palette, I think, or maybe that would be the top, and that would be actually the top. I don't know. I did it different to where like this pumpkin will kind of look like it's taller than the white one, so make sure you stay till the end for the final walkthrough so you can see them side by side and see what I'm talking about on the size differential. Whew, that's a big word, guys. Anyways, then I gave this one a little bit of a haircut because he looked like he had a crazy night. And then I just added one of these little sunflowers from this pack from the Dollar Tree. I popped it off that wire, and then I cut that little orange leaf from some garland, also from the Dollar Tree. And I think this one turned out adorable too. If you are new to my channel today, I just want to take a second and say welcome. My name is Mackenzie, aka Kenzie. I am a stay-at-home mom to 3 little girls, and I am from a very small rural town in Pennsylvania. I am obsessed with anything to do with home decor, so I love to DIY, repurpose, turn trash to treasure, craft, upcycle, recycle, and of course a thrift flip. So if you love stuff like that, you are gonna love it here. I can also be found over on Instagram and on Facebook, all under Kinda Crafty Kenzie, and all of those links are in my description box of this video and in my bio. Now let's craft some more. For this next DIY, we're just going to grab these 2 cute little jars. I got these in a 6-pack from Michael's back in the spring. They were on a really, really good sale, and I think I got them for like $2 for 6 of them. They were cheap. I mean, because I only get from Michael's if stuff's like on a really good sale, because I think they're a little pricey. But as you can see, I'm going to paint one orange because it's going to be a pumpkin. Now, y'all have probably seen these on Pinterest, on YouTube. I had not seen these prior to deciding to do this, so I thought I kind of like thunked this up all on my own, but I didn't. Obviously, somebody out there thunk it up before me, but there was no inspiration piece for me. I literally just kind of decided to do this myself. But I didn't know in the beginning if I wanted to use them, if I wanted to have them for just decorative purposes only, or if I was going to actually have them be like functional. So you'll see me kind of have that debate with myself here in a minute. But as you can see, I painted one orange with a truffle brown lid, and then I painted one red with a green lid, and that green is Fern from Waverly. I had originally painted it truffle brown and then realized that I forgot what I was doing, and I changed it. So now I'm going to add some of those little sticks onto the top like I have in so many of my other pumpkin videos. Like all of my pumpkin stems are pretty much these like little twig things. So as you can see, I did decide to not use these functionally. I figured that my kids would just continue to break the stems off over and over again. So I did just go ahead and skip painting the rim of the jar and just went ahead and put that lid on there. I thought maybe they'd be cute to kind of like put like little candies in or something. But like I said, I knew I would be repairing the tops of these like all the time. But you could leave them not glued. You could just leave them to where they could come off, to where if you give them away and the person, you know, is cautious and courteous of the little precious twig there on the top, they could be functional. So anyways, ramble, what? So anyways, I put this Spanish moss on the top of the little pumpkin one, and then I went ahead and applied some of the reindeer moss on the apple one. I then grabbed some of these cute little burlap leaves that I got in a pack from Amazon. You guys have seen me work with these in my other videos, and you probably saw the haul. If you haven't, why not? Where I showed that I got these from Amazon, but I'll link them below because they're so cute, and you guys should check them out. They're really, really nice. There's all kinds of colors and shapes and sizes, and yay! So then I decided to go ahead and take some jute twine around this jar. As you can see, like where the lid goes onto it, I didn't paint it, but painting it wouldn't have, I don't think it really would have made a difference here. I just didn't really like the way that it looked, like where the orange stopped and the brown started. It was, and the same with like the red and the green, it was very, you know, obvious. Obviously it's a jar. I just wanted to cover it up, so I just ran some jute twine around this. And this was more of like a pain in the butt than it should have been because of that like little lip on the jar. It just kept wanting to throw my little twine off. So I remember this being a little irritating for me to do. There was also a child in here with me at this moment because I do remember the conversation I was having with said child while I was doing this. And I think she was irritating me as well. So anyways, then I just tied some cute little, my little hand twine bows and applied it there on the front, and then I added a little mum to each of the tops of these little jars. I did like a burgundy one for the apple and an orange one for the pumpkin, and I think these are so adorable. Like I said, they could be functional if you really wanted them to be, but for decorative purposes only, so cute. For this next DIY, I am using these little wood rounds that I actually got these from Walmart. I will show you what they look like a little bit better here in a minute. I don't know why I kind of worked backwards here, but I did. Sometimes I'll be crafting and I'll realize, oh, you didn't start filming. Or sometimes I'll craft and just completely forget to film the project. So then I kind of like have to redo it so I can show it to you. Just, I don't know. I personally don't film everything I craft, so I'm sorry, there are some things y'all don't see. But if I did, you would be like, oh my goodness, Mackenzie, get out of here with your videos. Jeez whiz. But so I painted one of those little rounds in the agave, and then I painted the other two in the sheepskin. And now I am just going to paint one of these little planks from the Dollar Tree in the truffle brown. Like I said, guys, those wood rounds did come from Walmart. I think they come in like a pack of 5 or 6 for like $4, but I have found that you can get them less expensive on Amazon if you want to buy quite a few more. They're really nice for like ornaments and things like that. Like they're just really cute to have. I don't have any like really nice wood like this to be able to cut and have these like really cute rounds with the bark still on them here in the woods where I live, so I did have to purchase these. But as you can see, I'm going to attach these little rounds onto the plank, and I used hot glue, And then I did go ahead and use some of the little tumbling tower blocks for the back. Now you guys are probably like, oh my goodness, it looks awful. You're going to see that back. Just calm down. Just wait. You'll see. You'll see. So like I said, I did paint 2 of these in the lamb's ear, but as I was putting them together and I was really looking at them, I was like, I don't like it. I want like that that's made up words. No, that's not the color. It's pumpkin. That pumpkin orange, I did want like that color incorporated as well. So I went ahead and painted one of the little rounds, or another little round rather, in the pumpkin orange color. So then after that was all dry, I went ahead and distressed this. I did distress all of them. Sometimes I just ramble and talk to you guys and forget to tell you what I'm doing, but I mean, you can see what I'm doing, so. And you guys know I distress it all. Here comes the twigs again. And I just attached them to the little pumpkins, all 3 of them right on the top. And I was loving when this was coming together. I love all those 3 colors together. I think they're so, so pretty. Now to go ahead and cover up the ugliness on the bottom, I went ahead and used some reindeer moss on these. This was before I had Spanish moss. Guys, some of these DIYs have literally been done in sitting since like the beginning of August. Like I did some of these so long ago. I just have so many. I'm just trying to like, I tried to do theme videos for y'all and it's just not working out and I'm stressing myself out more. So I'm just going to show you DIYs. Like, do we really need a theme? Let's just show me the DIYs, you know? I went ahead and covered all those ugly tumbling tower blocks with that reindeer moss, as you can see. So now you can see this little pumpkin get up. This little DIY from all the sides, and you won't see any of the ugliness. Guys, I'm really starting to want to like sell my crafts, but I haven't advertised to sell them. So I've been trying to take a couple extra steps, covering the backs, making sure that everything is nice and neat, trying not to have hot glue, you know, showing too much, and just really taking my time with crafts. So that's why it's taking me a little longer to get some stuff out for you guys. But anyways, I just then took some of these like little eucalyptus pieces. I think these were from Walmart. Just chopped them up and attached them to the pumpkin. And then I took like this little sprig of, like I said, some random little extra piece that I have in a Ziploc bag and attach them down at the bottom. Are there rules on what kind of greenery you can put on your pumpkins? I don't really think so. I like it all. Sometimes I like a burlap. Sometimes I like a green leaf. It just do you. It's whatever you want. Then I tied some little tiny jute twine bows and attached it to just the 2 of them there on the side. And I think this turned out so cute, but you guys will have to let me know what you think down below. Okay guys, this next DIY, me and it broke up really early into the relationship here. And I took all of my anger out on it by just ripping the stem out. It took a lot of energy, more energy than it probably should have, to get that little stem out of there. That little bugger was in there. Half the time they fall out, and the sad thing is I had one that was missing a stem, but no, let's attack this one where it's like, that stinker was supposed to stay. So I did end up getting that out, and I went ahead and plugged that hole up with some spackling from the Dollar Tree. Okay guys, so this little pumpkin, it's obvious it came from the Dollar Tree. It's one of those little ones that come in the orange, the teal, the white. It has the glitter words on it that half the time don't make any sense on it. And for whatever reason, when I first tried to DIY it, I tried to do like this crackle look and it backfired completely. So I was so irritated with it. I can't tell you how many coats of paint are on this little pumpkin. More than it is worth, I'm sure. But I was determined to make this look good in the end. So I mixed some of my pumpkin orange with some of my truffle to make like a burnt orange color. Painted it till I was satisfied with the way it looked. And then I just came in and I wanted to give it like some dimension look. So you can see me streaking some orange and then some truffle on it. I do really like the way the colors turn out in the end. It just looks like a nice like rusticy looking pumpkin. So then I did go ahead and tie some as you can see, I flipped it. That is why, that's why I was ripping that stem out. You're probably like, why are you taking the stem out? Just put it on back on. I turned it sideways. As you can see, I wanted this to be more of like a short squatty pumpkin versus the tall version. This was supposed to go a completely different way. Like I said, I will try it again, so be on the lookout for that. But in the meantime, I just thought I would show you that I have disasters happen to me too, and then I just figure out a different way to make it worth my while. So I tied some twine around the base to kind of cover up any ugliness and show, you know, where the little twig was attached. added a leaf from the garland, put that raffia bow back on, added a pine cone, and it's all done. This and next DIY, we're going to use this block of wood that I have here in my little shed. Just, you know, like I tell you guys before, my husband builds things, and he had just built a porch for on my shed and put a railing on it, so he had a bunch of little blocks of wood like this. So I was like, ooh, yes, for me, please. So I wanted to do kind of like something I saw in Hobby Lobby, where they took a couple different colors. It's not necessarily like an ombre pumpkin. It's just like a tricolor pumpkin where there's like 3 different colors on one side. So I went ahead and divided the pumpkin up just with the ruler. As you can see, I just drew some lines just to, you know, I didn't care that the middle was a little bit wider than the sides. That was actually fine with me. But I just thought it would be fun to do like a couple different shades, like warm on one side and like cool colors on the other side. So this will be a two-sider, but it will be different on both sides. So you could either flip it over and enjoy one side at a time, or put it somewhere and enjoy both sides at a time, whatever you want to do. So as you can see, I painted one of the little lines with some of that yellow, that mazy or maize, it's yellow from Waverly. And then I did the middle in the pumpkin orange. And then for on this side, I mixed a couple colors together. And you guys, I really felt like I was playing in ketchup at this point, or like I was eating a burger. I don't know. It just reminded me of like condiments at this point. So I wasn't really loving the brightness of the colors. So I heavily de-stressed over this with some white chalk paint. I wanted it to look super worn, super old. I didn't feel like sanding because I was lazy. I didn't want to take away the color. I just wanted to really, you know, fade it out. So that's what I did for that side. And then I did the same thing on the other side. I just flipped it, you know, measured, got my painter's tape out to try not to have any bleeding or anything. And then I just did some cool color tones. Now, the only thing is with this, you guys, the camera... Oh... of my kids. Did you hear that? I thought it was a cat. No, it was my daughter. Anyways, this is a celery green, and it looks good in person, but on camera it is really light, but you can see it better on person. So I did do one side in celery, and then I decided to go ahead and do the middle in sage. I thought that would be like a really nice dark base in the middle there. I don't know. I wanted to keep the colors like corresponding, you know what I mean? But I can't explain it works in my brain, but it doesn't come out of my mouth properly. But you guys know what I'm trying to say. So I did the same thing here. I just painted the middle with sage, and then for the other edge, I went ahead and painted it. Oh boy, guys, this is sad. We don't even remember what color. Oh no, I'm sorry. This is sage. The middle was moss, Spanish moss from Folk Art. Wow. Guys, I have got to edit these a little bit closer to when I make them. I'm sorry. Anyways, then I did the same thing with this side. I went ahead and distressed it pretty heavily with the white chalk paint. You guys, I've noticed that when you have sage on film, it tends to look bluish. It's not blue, it's green, I promise. So that one there strip like on the right, if you're looking at the screen, it's not blue, it's sage. But for some reason the camera picks it up kind of bluish, and I've seen that happen for other DIYers too when they use sage. So then for this stem, I decided that I needed something a little bit thicker, so I didn't use my twigs. They're so not twigs. I don't know what you call them, sticks, whatever. So I did take some tumbling tower blocks and just glue them together, and then I just went ahead with that truffle brown and just kind of like spastically painted it. Didn't really worry about getting full coverage, you know, just got the gist of it covered, and that's gonna be my stem for the pumpkin. So as you can see for this stem, I did go ahead and go over it with some of the white chalk paint to kind of distress it so it would match the rest of the pumpkin. And now for those raw edges that I did not paint, I'm going to go ahead and cover that in this burlap ribbon. This is a non-wired ribbon, so this worked out really, really nicely to do this, and it fit perfectly. I just wanted a little bit to like come over the edge on either side of it. It worked out perfect. And I got this off of Amazon a really long time ago. I'll try to link it if I can, but yeah, I like I said, I don't know if they still have it. You guys know how Amazon is. Sometimes it's gone after so long, but if it's there, I'll link it for y'all. But I just love the way this looked and went around. I can't wait to make another one of these and maybe try like a different color scheme. This one I made for my aunt, so I wanted to keep it very neutral. I didn't want to add in, I didn't want to do it to like match my home. I wanted it to match hers. And she's very traditional on her color, so I thought she would like this. So then I just went ahead and attached the stem, you know, my little makeshift stem to the top of the pumpkin. And then I'm using some more of those burlap leaves that I showed you guys earlier that are from Amazon. Like I said, those are linked. I did decide to go with a darker burlap color here for the leaves because I didn't want them to blend in with that burlap going around the edge of the pumpkin. But I did attach those little tips of the leaves down at the bottom there to the pumpkin so that it kind of looked a little bit more neat and like not like they were wild. And then I just attached some pine cones on the top so that all 360 sides of this little pumpkin look finished and complete, and I think it's so adorable and I love the way it turned out. This little pumpkin went all the way to Wisconsin with my family that were here a few weeks ago. Like I said, I made it for my aunt. So this is actually her filming it in her home for me. Because I did not get the end film for you guys on some of these things that I made for her. As you can see, that little leaf did pop up there on that side, but she'll just fix it because she is super crafty, you guys. This is the aunt that I speak of often that helps me out a lot and gives me advice, so I think it looks great in her home. Okay, you guys, so that's it for the DIYs for today. Here is the final walkthrough, as you can see. So I will stop talking so you can go ahead and take one last look at all of the DIYs that I made today.
I just wanna love you, just wanna hold you, just wanna be with you till we grow old. Please tell me you'll stay or take me away. I want you for myself every single day. You set my world on fire. You set my world on fire. I just want you. I just need you.
Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I totally just realized while I was editing this that this entire video is pretty much all pumpkins. I did not even try to make a theme and I did it anyway. That is too funny. But you guys, so this footage my daughter did film the outtake for me on this little pumpkin because like I said, this pumpkin and I broke up and we're not speaking still, so she had to intervene and do this for me, and she likes to get up close and personal, so I did include a couple pictures here so that you guys can see it a little further back. But I think it turned out cute in the end. Let me know which one of these pumpkins obviously or your favorite of this video, and don't forget to hit that thumbs up button if you liked it, subscribe if you're not, and I will see you guys very soon in my next DIY video. Bye.